Ladies, let's talk about something that we don't always discuss. Our scent. I know it sounds awkward, but hear me out. You ever walked into a room or leaned in for a hug from someone and thought, "What's that smell?" You start doing a mental checklist. Clean clothes, showered, deodorant on. So why does something feel off? Well, it might just be one of those sneaky habits we've all picked up without realizing it. I've been there too. In fact, a few years ago, I had no idea what was going on. It wasn't until I received a well-meaning comment from my niece that I realized I'd been making a few mistakes in my daily routine. She gave me a hug one day, and with a scrunched-up nose, she asked, "Grandma, why do you smell funny?" Ouch, right? I nearly dropped my coffee. Now, before you go jumping to conclusions, let me assure you, this isn't about becoming obsessive or starting a whole new regimen. It's about recognizing the subtle things we do every morning that might be working against us when it comes to scent. And hey, don't worry. Aging doesn't mean we have to start smelling like we've been sitting in a dusty attic. It just means we have to stay one step ahead of our habits. See, aging is a beautiful thing. We don't mind the silver strands, the laugh lines, and those changes that show we've lived. But what we do mind is when our scent starts to feel off. It's not just about body odor. It's the natural fragrance of who we are. And some simple mistakes in our morning routine could be throwing it off balance. So, I'm going to break it down for you. The 7 morning habits that, slowly but surely, could be destroying that fresh, natural scent you want to keep. And don't worry, I'm not here to shame anyone. We've all been there, myself included. It's just that these little rituals sneak up on us, and before we know it, our morning routine is doing more harm than good. Stick with me till the end because, trust me, some of these tips might make you rethink everything you do first thing, in the morning. And let's be real, the last thing we need as we age is a sour smell that gives us away before we even walk into a room. All right, enough with the suspense. Let's get into the first of these sneaky little rituals. Ready? All right, let's dive into it. The first ritual that's sabotaging your scent is something most of us are guilty of: skipping the full morning wash. Now, I'm not talking about skipping a shower altogether, but you'd be surprised how many of us think a quick splash of water will do the trick. And that's just not the case. Here's the deal. Your skin is your body's largest organ, and it's doing a lot of work overnight. It's releasing oils, shedding skin cells, and sometimes trapping moisture in places we don't even think about. Now, if you're like me, you've probably been through those "I'll just skip the full shower today" days. Maybe it's cold outside, or you're running late, or simply don't feel like it. But here's what I've learned. When we don't wash properly in the morning, all of that buildup, the oils, the sweat, the little particles of dirt from your pillowcase, just hang out on your skin, ready to mix with the natural scent you don't want to mess with. Think of it this way. It's like trying to wear a fresh outfit without washing your body first. No matter how cute your clothes are, something about it just doesn't sit right. So, start with a full wash. And don't skip areas like behind your ears or the back of your neck. Those spots need a good cleanse to keep that fresh feeling all day long. Trust me, your natural scent will thank you for it. Next up, we have a little fragrance issue that a lot of women overlook: overdoing the perfume. I know, we all love our favorite scents, and I get it. Perfume is the final touch to feeling fabulous, right? But here's the problem. As we age, our skin changes, and what worked for us in our 20s might not work as well in our 50s. Our skin doesn't hold fragrance the way it used to, and as a result, those perfumes can start to smell stronger than we intend. Over-applying perfume in the morning might seem like a good idea, but you could be masking that fresh, natural scent with something that's too overpowering. Think about it. You step out of the house, and the first thing people notice isn't you. It's the cloud of perfume following you around. It's not a pleasant surprise, especially when that scent mixes with the oils your skin is producing. Learned the hard way after getting a comment from a friend who said, "Oh, I thought you were wearing a garden today." What? A garden? That's when I realized I had layered on just a little too much. So here's my tip. Go light. Spray on 1 or 2 spritzes. Maybe even just 1 on your wrists or behind your ears. Let your natural scent shine through. Trust me, less is more. Now I know we're all guilty of this one. We've all been told to wash our feet, but how often do we actually give them the attention they deserve? You know what I'm talking about. You've probably been in a rush before and just gave them a quick rinse and called it a day. But that's one of the biggest mistakes you can make when it comes to maintaining your scent. Your feet are, believe it or not, a major part of your body's scent profile. They have more sweat glands than anywhere else on your body, which means they're constantly producing moisture. If you don't wash properly between your toes and make sure they're completely dry, that moisture can get trapped, causing that funky smell we all want to avoid. And here's something I learned from my podiatrist. The skin between your toes is prime real estate for bacteria and fungi, especially if you're wearing shoes that don't breathe. Think of it like a little hidden ecosystem that's working overtime. The worst part, you don't always notice it until the smell has settled in. Now, what I do is simple. After my shower, I make sure to wash between every single toe with a soft washcloth and gentle soap. Then, I sit down and dry them properly, using a separate towel for each foot. You can even apply a little foot powder or a dab of tea tree oil if you're worried about odor or moisture. Trust me, when your feet are fresh, the rest of your body will follow suit. So, we've covered the first 3 rituals, and I hope you're starting to see how little habits can add up. But we're not done yet. There are still 4 more sneaky routines that could be working against you, and we're gonna tackle them in the next section. Stick with me. Now, let's talk about something we all love, our beds. I mean, there's nothing better than crawling into a fresh, clean bed at the end of a long day. Right. But what happens when your bedding isn't as fresh as you think it is? You see, the truth is, your pillowcase might be holding on to more than just your dreams at night. It's collecting oils, sweat, and skin cells, even your hair products, and mixing them into your natural scent. Now I know you're probably thinking, I wash my sheets regularly. But here's the thing. It's easy to overlook your pillowcases. After all, they're not as noticeable as your sheets, but they're in direct contact with your skin, hair, and face for hours each night. If you're not washing them frequently, you might be sleeping in a mixture of old skincare products, oils, and residue from your last shower. That, my dear, is not doing your scent any favors. So, what I do now is make sure to swap out my pillowcases at least once a week. If you have longer hair or you use oils and creams, you may want to do it even more often. I also recommend using breathable pillowcases. Cotton is best for absorbing moisture and allowing your skin to breathe. I promise you, you'll notice a difference the moment you crawl into bed at night. Let's talk about hot water, shall we? We all love a warm shower in the morning, right? It feels so comforting, especially when you're still waking up, but did you know that hot water can actually strip your skin of its natural oils? And I'm not just talking about the skin on your body. I'm talking about your face, too. When you use hot water, you're opening up your pores and causing your skin to lose moisture faster than it can replenish. As we age, our skin produces fewer natural oils, and these oils are part of the delicate balance that helps maintain our natural scent. If you're taking super hot showers, you're robbing your skin of those oils and making it more susceptible to dryness and irritation. This can cause your scent to shift, or even become unpleasant as your skin overcompensates for the dryness. Learned this the hard way after a dermatologist told me to cut back on the hot showers. Now, I stick to warm water instead of hot, and I always finish with a quick, cool rinse. Not only does it keep my skin hydrated, but it helps maintain that natural, fresh scent we all want. All right, let's tackle the topic of your clothes. We all have those mornings when we're running behind, and the easiest thing to do is grab something clean from the drawer and go. But what happens when those clothes have been sitting there for a little too long? Even if they're clean, clothes can absorb odors from the air, humidity, and even the fabric softener you used last time you washed them. You might not notice it, but once you slip them on, that scent can stick with you all day. This was another one I didn't catch until a friend pointed it out. She said, "You know, your blouse smells kind of old." Ouch. What she was really picking up on was the stale scent that comes from clothes that have been sitting in a drawer for too long, or worse. Clothes that weren't fully dry before they were folded and put away. You know the smell. It's musty and faint. But it clings to your clothes and, ultimately, to you. Now, before I get dressed, I always make sure to air out my clothes. Even if I'm just pulling them out of the drawer, I hang them up for a few minutes to let them breathe. And if they've been sitting in the closet for a while, I give them a quick spritz of fabric freshener. Trust me, it's a small step that makes a huge difference when it comes to freshness. We've covered quite a bit in these first 6 rituals, but we're not quite finished yet. There's still one more sneaky habit that could be affecting your scent, and it's a big one. Stick around for the final part, where we'll wrap things up with that crucial piece of the puzzle. Okay, let's talk about something we've all heard about, but might not take as seriously as we should. Moisturizing. I know, we're all busy. And sometimes the last thing you want to do after a shower is slather yourself in lotion. But here's the truth. If you skip this step, you're not just doing a disservice to your skin's appearance. You're also affecting your scent. As we age, our skin naturally loses moisture. This leaves it feeling drier and more prone to irritation, which can lead to that musty, sour smell we all dread. Dry skin doesn't retain your natural oils in the same way healthy, moisturized skin does. And without that layer of hydration, the bacteria on your skin can thrive, contributing to an unpleasant odor. I made this mistake for years, thinking I could get away without moisturizing. But once I started applying a good, fragrance-free lotion right after my shower, while my skin is still damp, I noticed a huge difference. Not only did my skin look smoother and feel more comfortable, but my scent was fresher too. Now, I make it a habit, and I've never looked back. So ladies, don't skip this step. Your skin and your scent will thank you for it. Now that we've covered the 7 morning rituals that might be slowly changing your scent, here's the good news. None of this is irreversible. You don't have to start over or overhaul your entire routine. It's all about small changes and paying attention to the details. If you're anything like me, these tips will feel like a breath of fresh air. Literally. Incorporating these habits into your daily routine doesn't have to be overwhelming. Just remember, consistency is key. If you start paying attention to the little things like changing your pillowcase regularly, keeping your feet dry and fresh, and moisturizing your skin, you'll start noticing a difference. And trust me, so will the people around you. Your scent is a part of you. And just like every other aspect of self-care, it deserves a little attention. I know getting older comes with its own set of challenges, but it doesn't mean we have to embrace the old person smell that we all want to avoid. We can age gracefully and maintain that youthful, vibrant scent that makes us feel confident and fabulous. So, here's the bottom line. Start with small changes. Focus on the details. Keep your environment fresh, your skin moisturized, and your personal habits in check. And soon enough, you'll be walking through life smelling just as radiant as you feel. Thank you for joining me in this little journey to stay fresh and fabulous. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more wisdom on living your best life, and comment below with your favorite scent tip. Let's keep this conversation going. We're all in this together. And remember, the goal isn't just to look good, but to feel good and smell good, too. Because who says you can't age like fine wine and still smell like a blooming garden?